So would this have been possibly the best night's fishing of your life?
Yeah, in the end it was Bart who really said, look, you want to go longer. Like, I've seen fish. I've gone round there and I've gone, oh yeah, there is fish here, like, you know.
I'm going to Lewin. We need to get our swim.
Yeah.
We've got to get in Woodside, mate. If we don't get in Woodside, this trip is over.
Guys, a warm welcome back to the All-Ways Carp Fishing Podcast. What an episode we have lined up for you. In the studio, I am joined by Harry Charrington, Scott Day, Lee Mozza Morris, and Steve Spurgeon is with us. And there's good reason for that. The Fox team headed over to Bluewater Lakes in France and literally had a session of a lifetime. Some amazing, amazing fish were caught. Mozza catching 360s and a 70 within 48 hours. Spurge catching the biggest fish of the week. We get into rigs, baits, tactics, and everything in between. Stick around to the end because you can also win £100 worth of Fox goodies, and also there's a complete carp setup up for grabs. All the information is there. Stick around and enjoy.
No, you would have been an instant ban, mate.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah.
So
you were lucky.
He did say if we're going back, you're not welcome.
Yeah, I can well imagine.
He actually said,
Leave Lewis Hamilton at home.
who's that driving that blue van?
Yeah.
Tell him to slow down or something, otherwise he'll be raking the fucking gravel up himself afterwards. I was like, he's a bum.
No worries, exact words.
I think,
Poor old dude.
was it Maker? Yeah, Maker got a bollock in there as well when he was
Oh, did he?
driving too fast round it, yeah.
Doesn't.
No, that is. I'm just double checking
I
that
was
that's not in the
told
way of the
last
low
time-
tide.
It's going to be so embarrassing for you.
Mate, we're in the
I'm-
Champions League final and we're going to win the Premier League. Look,
This
listen.
is you think
The Premier League is ours.
The thing is, now, just
Mate,
us
so
alone,
that's a-
you
that's-
saying
that's a
that,
given.
if you don't,
So-
you're going to be getting so many messages.
But the Champions League, I can't see us beaten by nor PSG, to be honest with you.
Who have you
Because
got
of
left?
that
What's
game
the, what's the
of what-
fixtures left in the league now then?
Pardon?
What are the fixtures left in the league?
We've got, we got, is it Burnley,
Oh, God.
Palace, West Ham? No, it's West Ham.
West
Yeah,
Ham.
you got
That's
West
the one.
Ham's next game, mate.
Which
West
is a
Ham's
bit
the one.
gutting
This
because
is-
that
this-
helps them out, obviously. But West Ham have
Well, this
screwed
is
it
one
for
I think
themselves.
might be a
So.
banana skin for you, mate. And
Yeah.
I said that to you the other day, like, it'll cost you the title. You'll lose.
West Ham, mate. Jared Bowen, last minute.
I think last
talking about-
night was as good as it gets
Bottle
for
goes,
you.
doesn't it, as well? Don't forget the bottle goes with Arsenal, so...
Are these rigs now a prop then?
Yeah, that one's going to...
Well, that one's the best place for it, is outside of the
Going
lake.
to the comedy clubs having that.
Side of a lake.
I've seen a few of the comments, and the comments do concur that it was doing that.
Yeah, it was right. up.
Yeah. It was well up. Well up.
We all know that.
Bless him.
Bless him.
Oh, right. Boys, before we get into, obviously, the week we had at Bluewater, with plenty of big fish, there was plenty of big fish being caught in the UK. That being, hopefully, if it gets to it, should. No reason why they shouldn't accept it as the new British record, the Waterside Common.
Hopefully, yeah. I think I saw the post. Firstly, well done.
Yeah.
To
Mike
the
Nixon.
fishery and
Mike Nixon, his name was.
Like, well done to them. But I saw like the post that Waterside put up. It was a little bit like, oh, will it be accepted? Don't know. And like in the comments, it was like, oh, hope it does. Hope it does. Like literally, if it doesn't, like the whole record should be abolished.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Why
shouldn't
wouldn't
it?
it be then?
I don't know. Because I think now there's this thing that like lakes are just so manufactured.
Because it once swam in its neighbouring lake.
Oh, well, I guess there's a bit of that. It got, but then so did every other
So does
record
everything.
back in the
Yeah.
day. But I think I guess the only thing that they would question is, has it got to that weight naturally? Because but that's.
It's so many
I know.
Yeah.
But this
Yeah.
is,
I know what you
the
mean,
question mark that, and also the fact that lake's got like untold number of crayfish in. Like,
Yes,
I'm not having it that's just got big eating bait.
It's much, isn't it?
68.8 it come out at.
Unreal.
So,
absolutely unreal.
Cameraman Dill, you've caught this fish. You've caught this Waterside Common, haven't you?
What?
Yeah, he was
Dill's
telling me.
on
He
it.
was telling me the other day, yeah.
Why haven't you scream that from the rooftops, Dylan?
Yeah, 6 years ago next month.
How big?
6 or 7 years ago.
How big was it?
47 too.
Yeah.
You absolute
You must have
legend.
seen the videos of it.
No,
His dad
they wouldn't have
posts.
heard that. So Dylan, the cameraman. Oh, no, I never
You
knew
must
that.
have seen. Have you not seen the
Well, I guess I
videos?
never- no,
Him
I've
trying to. It's you trying to live.
I'm
the same last week in France.
Dylan, you should have said that in your interview. I call the waterside comment.
Yeah.
I'm sure I mentioned it at some point.
So you're basically a UK record holder in a way.
Yeah,
Technically.
yeah.
Called the British record.
Yeah, so but it
wasn't
wouldn't,
a
have,
British
it wouldn't
record.
have picked up on the mic. Dylan has caught the waterside comment at £47 6 years ago. Mega.
Well done, Dale.
Yeah, well done,
You can
mate.
have a,
I love
you can have a,
that.
you can have a
Yeah,
donut for that.
that's
That's
cool.
great.
To me, that's like
cool,
he's
isn't
just
it?
caught it.
Yeah.
I'm well excited for you 6 years ago.
It was the last fish he caught.
Well done, Dale. That
Yes.
is mega. But
Yeah,
yeah, no,
and well done to Mike and to Waterside.
Yeah.
Mega
I
achievement.
caught the mirror out there.
Yeah, that fish certainly seems like it's got a lot of credibility as well in the angling community as well, doesn't it? Compared with maybe some of the other
Well,
ones
it did
that
too
you
until you
might
told Dylan caught it.
expect. Just gone
Only
downhill.
kidding, Dill. No, I am only kidding.
Yeah,
I'm
definitely.
Not, I'm not going to be Lewis for today.
there are bigger carp
Yeah,
than that, right?
which
in
we
the,
know.
in the UK.
Yeah.
Rightly so, it should be.
Yeah.
It should be accepted. Like you say, H, if it doesn't get accepted, the whole.
That you
record
might
thing
as
should
well
be
sack it
abolished.
off.
Yeah.
It is
I
a
agree.
monstrous fish, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
We saw it when we went, the first time we went, we saw it within an hour of being there. And it's just head and shoulders.
Yeah. I've seen it
Above
right in the
everything
edge,
else,
close
yeah.
in the edge as well. Yeah, the water carp.
It's a creature.
It's an absolute creature. Isn't it?
Yeah, well done.
Wicked carp.
Yeah.
Well done to
Well
all
done,
that
yeah.
managed to cuddle
Catch
her,
it, yeah.
including Dill.
Dylan, what is
Whoa,
going
he's got all
every
giddy.
time? Every time. There is.
Well, it's because he hasn't got enough room in here.
It's because his head's just swelled up.
Yeah,
So he can't get it past the camera.
Front side bottom.
he's walking around the room now like Conor McGregor,
Yeah, I've called the waterside comment. It's a British record. Isn't it?
the boy.
Yeah,
Right.
talking about big fish.
Yes.
You guys, I feel like, sorry, Dean,
Yeah,
I
man.
feel like I'm going to end up taking
are.
over a little
You
bit
are. You're
because
gonna
I
have to, I
wasn't
think, H.
on this trip. And you guys had an amazing trip to.
Maybe you two should swap chairs then.
Could do.
Harry becomes Dean today.
No, I'm sure Dean's got a little running order.
I've got some stuff, but
that-
also I want to. Obviously, we're going to talk about our trip, but as well, a lot of people have been asking about how we got ready for the France trip because a lot of people are doing the same. There's lots of trips booked, so the questions are going to be around our trip, what we did, how we did it, and at the same time, people are going to be taking tips from how we went about it on sort of executing what we did, but sort of getting ready for that France trip as well.
Well, I think before, because people won't necessarily, like, the film's not out, the film's been filmed, it's going to take a long time to edit that.
Well, Ben
I'd
said he'd have
imagine.
it done on Wednesday.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's what I thought you said.
I did ask him for his first draft this morning.
Oh, what did he say? 2 words.
Last, possibly. Yeah.
Not
But
today.
but yeah, like a lot of people won't. A lot. We posted a few stories up, a couple of posts on Instagram, but apart from that, not a lot. So let's start from the beginning. Where is Bluewater in France? What's it about? Scott, you probably know more than everyone else.
Well, it's in the Champagne region, so it's close to the likes of, sort of in between Orient and Shanty. You got Gigantica there, Charlot, Napoleon. Down the road is Lesmont, Dream Lakes.
Proper
So many,
hotbed
so many fisheries around that where it's crazy. Just like driving down that road and all you see is English vans, just like left, right,
Yeah, it
turning
was
off
madness,
down into
wasn't
little
it?
roads.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the tunnel was probably like 50% of the people at the tunnel on the Saturday morning were carp anglers in
Easily,
vans. Easily.
Yeah,
And then you
I've
get,
never seen that many carp anglers there before.
So everybody was out, and it was like end of April, wasn't it? Like everyone's getting out there now.
Yeah.
And it was just crazy nuts.
And it's a holiday venue.
Yep. Holiday venue. I don't know, is it 14 acres? I don't know
10.
what it is.
10, yeah,
10
10
acres.
acres.
I don't know what it was quoted at. 10 acres. It's got an unusual long spit that runs out, and there's like a bulbous end to it. Like, it's called the point.
Divvy point. wasn't it?
Divvy point. It got so
I
many
had
different
plenty
names.
of names that point over the week, let me tell you.
Yeah,
Oh
but
my
it's,
God.
in terms of a holiday venue, it's so comfortable. It's wicked. Every swimmer's got a pagoda in it. in the pagoda. It might not be for everyone, so don't all go, whatever. It is a holiday venue. You're having a holiday, you're enjoying fishing.
The comfort's unbelievable.
Oh,
isn't
you
it?
got a pagoda with a
Unbelievable.
little work surface in there. There's charging. There's plugs for charging all your appliances and everything. There's even a kettle in there, fridge, fan,
Stocked
Wi-Fi.
fridge,
Yeah, Wi-Fi. It's like
everything that you could want
everything you need
from
is
a holiday
yeah.
venue.
And it is that you are on holiday catching a few fish, and that's the way I look at it. I've been to Shanty, I've been to Salagoo, I've done all that kind of thing, and I love that. It's wicked. This was a holiday. Well, it was work. I mean, it was work.
I'm going to show this to Gary.
It was a working holiday, and we all went and we had a wicked time. Obviously, we made a film, but it was a working holiday on a holiday venue full of big carp.
And who was on the trip?
Me, Spurge, Dean, Moz and his son Lewin, and then Max Whitehall, Dill, Bart,
Ben.
and Ben.
And
Yeah.
Kieran.
Kieran, obviously.
I mean,
Pokey.
Pokey.
God's
too early, mate.
right.
Gone too early,
Kieran's
mate.
got a new nickname. Yeah, Kieran. So we did like a Wheel of Fortune draw before we went. For who? I think we did a North Bank, South Bank, and a point. It isn't North South, but whatever. 2 banks and a point. We did a couple of Wheels of Fortunes, which meant that the 2 anglers were on the bank with a videographer. So there's 3 people on each bank. 3.5 on MOZZA'S because Lewin was there. Not that he's half a person, but you know. And so there was me and Bart and Ben on our bank. Moz, Lewin, Steve, and Pokey on the other bank.
Or
And then
Pokemon.
Dean, Dill, and Max on the point. Yeah. So we were well spread out, covered loads of water. Yeah, it was a wicked time.
Nice. And Spurge, this was your first holiday trip in a long time.
For many, many years. I've not. So I can't actually remember the last time I'd done a full week, but it's 20 plus years ago. I've done some little adventures, as we know, out to Holland, Gran Canaria, the Ebro, and things like that. But they've been more than a long weekend. I thought it was about 12 years, but it turns out it's probably about 8 years ago. I did have a long weekend out on a French trip. So, yeah, for me, it was like, am I going to enjoy it? And I loved it.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved it. Perhaps not early on, but it'll come good in the end. There's a lot to tell about the whole trip, to do with the draws, to do with everything. But it was great. It was great. There was an opportunity to go back next week with Scott, and anyway, I thought it was the same time as my son's stag do. So I thought, no, I wouldn't be back in time. If I'd looked a little bit closer, it isn't. And also it'd be like, I don't want to go. I don't know if I'm going to enjoy it anyway. And now I'm like, I wish I was going. Now I'm like,
now you're like, when can I get another booking?
You're not, because it's just booked out, and it's it's like, but it has made me go, I need to go again, even if it's not there.
That type of fishing.
But
Gary's loving the fact that you said no.
I bet he is.
Gal's coming now.
Yeah, I bet he is. But just everything about it, because I'm not a sociable angler anyway. Generally I fish on my own. I've got a mate that I fish with as well, but generally I like fishing on my own because my fishing time has been limited, although I've got more now. So most of my time, my holiday time, would be used up for days here, days there, hence the reason, and a family holiday or a holiday with my wife for a couple of weeks. So I've kind of thought, I can't really do a week in France. I'm not that bothered anyway. I like fishing over here. I want to fish for the English fish. But I think the experience was made so much better because of the guys I'm with.
Yeah, sharing the buzz of that. And
it made it so different because we all know each other and we all get on and we all had such a laugh. And obviously I drew more.
A little bit of banter.
Yeah, a little bit of banter.
Tiny.
Obviously I drew more, so I know Moz is always good company, so it was good to know that I've got Moz and I'm going to have a laugh straight away there. So, so there was nothing I could even fault about it, apart from dooming a little
first few days.
Yeah. And I was starting to question things, and the thing I was questioning most, obviously, we all went through a little procedure of like who's going to go where on each bank, and me and Moz decided we'll pull sticks, and
Yeah, because there's 2 double swims on our bank.
Yeah.
And we both wanted the same swim.
Swim.
Like, because we'd both spoken to Sean's pal on the island at the time and that, who knew, because he'd done a bit of work there and stuff.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. So what had actually happened early on, I fancied when I knew where I was going, I fancied where Moz was, because there was no one to the right. So it was in my head, and then told Scott, and I'm not blaming Scott in any way, shape or form.
Definitely
told Scott, he starts going,
was in your ear,
Woodside's consistent. Woodside's a consistent swim, and I'm thinking, yeah, but Moz going to have no one to his right. Like, but then you get there, and you see this lovely no fishing bank, this lovely tree line bit, and you're going, yeah, that does look nice. So we walk round, and I'm like, now it's in my head. If I get the draw, I'm going in Woodside. That's it. I've made. But I had said to Scott on the way down there that I wouldn't have been disappointed if I'd got the other one. So anyway, we've had a draw. Mozza's lost. He's dooming straight. You
were disappointed.
He's dooming. I'm like,
I was proper gutted.
I genuinely swear now I wouldn't have been that bothered.
I mean, the blow was softened by not having anyone in the peg
that's
next
what I mean.
door.
And
so that like, I was trying to get that back in my head, thinking, don't, like, you've got all that water there. Stop. But the thing is, the week leading up to it, I'm going to Lewin, we need to get that swim. We've got to get in Woodside, mate. If we don't get in Woodside, this trip is over. So the minute I lost the draw, Lewin's staring at me like, you fucking idiot. You should have picked that other stick.
His face was a picture.
God.
'Cause I could see instantly that it wasn't like, well, it was like, it's just,
It's funny though how you can sort of build one swim up.
I'll never do it
much.
again. Now I've done, after that, I would never, I'd never be dooming over whatever. Either way, it was going to be good. You know,
But actually, I mean, not wanting to fast forward, but it ended up that, and you're there for 7 nights. It ended up that the fish spread themselves out throughout the week, and everyone had a bit of fishing.
Yeah.
So when you were going, Dino, what were you thinking was like going to be a good week?
Well, you sort of, I suppose everyone does this with front strips. You look you've got the fishery on Facebook, so you're following what it's doing. I think 2 weeks previous it did sort of 15 fish. The week before we went, it did 8 fish. So you're in your head, I'm like, right, it's not an out and out runs water. You're not going to have it off here.
19 was the best it's done this year.
You got Bart going, someone's going to blank, someone's going to blank. But it ain't going to be me. Someone's going to blank this trip, mate. I'm telling you, mate. I'm thinking, get out of my head.
And then you pulled the short
Then I
stick.
pulled the short, I'm like, we are blanking.
I mean, I generally thought that we were. If I'd got to pick a bank beforehand, that's the bank I would have picked out of the 3 sections. So, either way, like I said before, I would have been happy. So I certainly wouldn't have doomed. But I could tell Moz had convinced himself way more than I had. That's where he needed to be. And like, in all honesty, they didn't get down that margin. One period they got down, but they weren't there. You could go around and they're just not there, and you're like, so I've got a margin to fish with very limited number of fish visiting it, if at all, or
it was
19, 20 foot of water. Here it goes, 19, 20 foot of water. and to be fair, I had 2 bites in that depth, just in the open water, because I ended up, if they weren't there, I'd worked out there's no point fishing there. You're wasting your time, unless you're going to see them there. It's pointless.
Yeah.
And
because it was mad.
So you only fished along the tree line when you saw
it. So I started off fishing the tree line, and I thought, well, I'll give it 36 hours, because it just looks so nice, and it's like, there's just so many spots along there. But I didn't go long down it, because Bart's on the other side, and we kind of sort of said, we'll leave a bit of space free, for anything that's on there to sort of back away or whatever. But in the end, it was Bart who really said, look, you want to go longer. Like, I've seen fish. I've gone round there and I've gone, oh yeah, there is fish here, and that's what's happened. I've ended up fishing longer, but they were literally, after that, they were gone. Like Bart's side, same thing. They were gone. The last fish I had of the trip was just in that deep water again.
Yeah, where they sort of consistently showed
middle
in
of the
that deep
day,
water in
like
front of you.
mid-20s.
One thing, and I know Scott said this before the trip, that like they get caught in the deep water, you know, even though it's spring and you got lovely sunny weather and that. And that's one thing, for whatever reason, about, and it's not necessarily just France, it's all over Europe. They do get caught in deep water in what you would consider as like proper, like either zig fishing conditions or where you want to be fishing in the shallow water. And they're getting caught in the shallow water as well, but they seem to not.
The one thing about that venue that I was told before, and obviously we experienced as well, was actually it's a really fair venue. There isn't a duffer swim on it. There'll be areas where there'll be times when there's no fish in your swim, and I experienced that for about 4 days. But at some point you'll get an opportunity, and if you look at the count from from the banks and from the swims, it was good. You know, it's not like one of those venues that you get to and it's like it's either that end or that end, and if you don't get that swim, you're like, fucking hell, it's going to be a long week.
It's a level playing field, isn't it? I thought, like I say, before we went, I sort of, as H was asking before, I had it in my head. I thought, I want 3 fish. That's what I thought. If I catch 3, there's 10 of us. Well, if we all do that, that's 30 fish on the bank, which is amazing week for there. And well, we sort of obliterated that number.
So go from the start. Who caught first? What were the fish doing?
The first one.
When we put the drone up, because obviously the camera guys are getting all their footage for the film and stuff, and when Henry Lennon popped in to see us, we had a chat about it, and we always find the same thing on a Saturday when everyone's setting up. You got to imagine the group that have just left have just thrown whatever they're baiting is left in the margins. New group has turned up. Didn't you? No, I haven't done that. No, not me. I didn't do that. Anyway, moving swiftly on. I'm so not going back on that.
We did say you were going to be banned anyway.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry, Martin.
There's only a couple of scoops, Steve.
It was literally about 6 boilies. But no, as he said, like on the Saturday, you've got all the leads and that going in. Mark is playing. I'm not even going to edit this out, staying in. As Andrew said, the fish sometimes just whoomp and go scared. When we put the drone up, and they literally, Dylan saw this, they were just all tucked into the margins in the snags, and there was a lot of fish. We probably counted, 50, 60 fish tucked into those margins, literally from the point right the way round into sort of the back bay. And I was thinking, we're on here. And like I say, I think the Sunday I had my first fish at 44. And I'm thinking, Christ, Sunday I've had my first one. You sort of think right, that's a spot. If I get another couple, I've done the week. And then they just sort of moved into deep water. They sort of went, didn't they? Monday morning, there was just not a fish there. It was mad how they sort of just drifted back down the lake. But then one would get caught, and then all of a sudden you'd see a few fish drift back up. So it was a bit of tennis up and down that main body of water and up into the margins throughout the sort of 7 days we were there, to be fair.
Yeah. So Bart was dead opposite.
Yeah, so Bart's first fish was actually in 20-foot water. Right. That was his first, but he never had another bite from there.
Okay.
But yeah, there was a lot to be learned from that trip. I mean, there was like Bart filled it in at one point, really put some bait out. Because
unlike him.
Yeah, because and to be fair, he'd put some bait out, I think, a couple of days, not mad, but early on he'd bait a spot after he'd caught that fish in deep water and nothing happened on it. And then he really went for it and really filled it in. But again, never produced a bite. But it seemed to be, and again, me and Scott were talking about this on the way back, it was just set little traps. Don't commit to an area. Like that. That's what I would come away from that. Certainly while we were there, not to commit, and don't be,
I guess a lot of people going to France would kind of go with the mindset of they're big fish, give them some bait, and they'll come. So that didn't really work. Did that? No. Did that work for anyone?
That on my long rod it worked. I committed to a spot from the get go.
Yeah, but did you? I mean, on a volume of bait, was that just?
Yeah, mate. Yeah. I put about. I died.
Yeah.
How many did it do you, that rod?
It took me 2, maybe 3 fish. I can't remember exactly.
Yeah, so
it didn't me that big scaly, so that it paid off. Sort of thing. That spot did, but I committed from the get go only on one rod, and only because I had an underwater camera on the boat. I put it out, and I found this nice area with the rod. Put it out, and it was a totally different colour to all the area around it. Yeah. So I was like, right, I'll commit to that. bait that and just stick with that rod for the rest of the week. And
So
then,
okay, that's interesting. So you found a spot with like genuine
leading up.
skill,
Yeah.
and then you went and checked it.
Checked it with a boat
And confirmed
checked it,
your
and then I
skill.
was like, that is the one, definitely.
Okay.
So I committed
That's
to
quite
that
good.
one, and that did me that 64-pound scaly. I think it did me a 40 and a 30. I think that rod, I can't remember exactly.
But it wasn't like that totally out that method totally outfished.
No.
I think
everything
we
else.
all said you don't know what's gone on the week before.
Yeah.
So let's go light to start with. We all said we go in light.
So everyone
trap
went in
fishing.
light.
There's a
Everybody
lot of
went
us
in light.
angling as well.
And
You
when
know-
we're saying trap, what's I know like there's lots of people fishing, so it's lots of different things. But like, what generally was working?
Bart caught that first fish on a bag.
Yeah,
Yeah, just a solid bag on its own, nothing else.
yeah.
So, so we've all gone in light to start with a view of you don't know what you're fishing over. And then the idea was as you start seeing fish you want to show you where they want to be, you then might choose a spot in your swim and then try and build on it. But it just never... I mean, I had a wicked feature in my swim. There's a plateau that comes up to 8 foot. And it was like, well, if they're coming through...
From
the
what
main
sort of
body,
depth of water?
like 15, 16, comes up to
Right.
8. It's like 8, then it drops down into 9, and then there's another little plateau or a bar past it.
You could see it from a drone as well. It was wicked.
yeah.
wasn't it? It was a
Oh,
nice
so
feature.
proper clear water
Yeah.
as
So
well.
I've fished it, and then the guys have put a drone out saying you can see your spot. It's quite big. I was like, yeah, it's it feels like the one. You know what I mean? It's there. It's like the way my swim is the bit going up towards the point, so the fish are coming through. If they don't hug that far margin and they come through mid-water, it's just an obvious feature. So it was like, well, it just makes sense. And I didn't commit a huge amount of bait to it, but I committed a couple of rods onto it and put some bait out. And I kept, for 3 days, I topped it up just like 20 spoms, 15 spoms, just get a nice spread over that area. But it just never worked. There's the one thing that trip, it just, anywhere that you committed to, apart from like that one that Moz did, it just didn't work. And it was just traps. But
Just fishing for a bite at a time.
but
one
it
by
might have been
one.
the weather. It was like 21, 25 degrees every day, brilliant sunshine, blue skies, not a breath of wind until the last night when it pissed down and blew straight into me and got wet. But it might be totally different this week. It's cloudy.
Was it quite high pressure as well? Or was
about
it all right?
20s?
Yeah,
10, 20.
Okay, so not super high,
Not super high,
super
but
low.
yeah. But not. If you looked at it, it would like, well, these ain't particularly great conditions. That might have been why committing a bait didn't work. I mean, I don't know what the guys are doing this week.
I say committing about. I mean, I was filling both hoppers up like halfway, so a couple of kilo, but I didn't have a bite on that rod for the first couple of days. And then when I found out Bart had obviously caught on a bag, I thought, well, maybe using a smaller rig over the bait, smaller hook bait. I put a bag on, and that's when I caught that 64. Was that night that I put the bag? So I changed.
Yeah, so you might have been getting cleaned out. You don't know.
I was checking with the camera, and I couldn't see any bait down there. But at the time when I did check at that point, the boat was drifting around and all that, and I don't think I looked at the spot properly. But maybe I was getting cleared out. But it become clear like very quickly that bags was the way forward, whether that was over bait or on their own.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah.
Definitely.
And then, so who caught because like there was some serious fish caught, right?
Yeah.
I was sat there with like being in the WhatsApp group, but being at home. Yeah. But like also being like, wow, this is just amazing. So the first
one, and then that
First
Sunday
big
night.
un.
So that Sunday night,
you've had
early hours at
Yeah,
King.
so
so would this have been possibly the best night's fishing of your life?
Yeah, close.
Because it seemed unreal.
It was
to me.
unreal. I mean,
Go on.
I think it probably was the best night's fishing because I had Lou in there, definitely. You know, so
And me.
And Scott, obviously.
It's on the other side.
On the other side of the lake, but he was there.
I was watching with my binoculars.
But it was mad because the area I'd caught them fish from that night, which would have been Monday night, was it?
I
Because
think it was Monday. Yeah, I think it was Monday.
we were
Sunday
all
No,
night.
it's Sunday night.
Sunday
Sunday
Second
night.
night.
Going
so-
into so early hours Monday
That's
morning.
it, yeah.
wasn't
So
it?
nothing first 24 hours. Going in Sunday. So on the Saturday, round to my right, I was fishing one out at 19.5 wraps. That's the rod that I committed to on the left-hand side. Middle rod was out on this little plateau-y bit, and the right-hand rod, I found this little lump, not very far out to the left of the empty swim next door to me. But in between that, you had these 2 weed beds of the weirdest weed in the world.
What it was?
It was strange, wasn't it?
It's like it looked like eelgrass, but with leaves hanging off of it.
It looks more
Didn't
like
it?
brown
Like a-
sea kelp.
like
doesn't
kelp.
it?
Yeah, that
yeah.
sort of thing. So, but like to the surfing, there was 2 big weed beds to my right hand side. That Saturday night, they turn up in that weed like big uns, sloshing out. But it wasn't until about 3-4 o'clock in the morning I was sort of hearing. I was wondering whether they had been there, before I'd gone to bed, sort of thing, or whilst I was in bed. Sorry. So I thought I'll earmark that, and I might fish that tomorrow. Check it with the camera, see how dense that weed is. And I took my boat in there on Sunday morning, looked in between the weed with this underwater camera, and just couldn't believe how amazing it looked between these weeds. That it just looked absolutely perfect for just dropping a solid bag in amongst all these weed stems. It looked wicked. All the bottom, it almost looked like sand almost all along the bottom, just with these strands of weed, and you had these mega spots in amongst it all. You could drop anywhere, but in between the weed stems, everything looked amazing. So I thought, it doesn't matter where I go, just drop a solid bag in amongst that weed and it will be presented. So I did that. First bite, £69. Second bite, £62, all on this same rod. Third bite, £70 common.
That is absolutely ridiculous.
I was like, what is going on? Like, Lewin's head has come off because, like, he's never seen, I don't know what, like, Lewin's biggest fish, mid-50s, I think he's seen on a boat. So, like, seeing that, it was just, both of us, just, our heads had come off. It was ridiculous. All within, like, an hour of each other. It was just, well, I think the 69 was at, like, 11 o'clock at night, got Martin round, did all the filming and what have you. And I think the next bite was at like 4 a.m. and then 5 a.m. So 4 a.m. £62, 5 a.m. £70.
Absolutely
ridiculous.
I went down to Moz on it would have been the Sunday morning, and he went, last night he went that way, but loads of big ones just sloshing out in there. Like, I'm going to get a rod on it. Like, and yeah, the rest was history after that. Got a rod on it, and then through that night, absolutely battered those big ones out of that wee bit.
Just wicked, man.
He said they were big ones. He went, they're definitely big ones sloshing around in there.
Were you putting any bait on them, Oz?
Pardon?
Were you applying any bait, or was it just a bag into the weed?
Literally
and that was
just a bag. So I could have cast, but there was a tree in the way, and I wanted to cast, but I'd have had to keep getting in the water and stuff. So I thought I'd just drive the boat out there and just drop that in amongst the weed. But I was using massive solid bags, so the biggest bags we do.
The 85 millers, those big
Yeah,
things.
yeah, the real long ones.
Yeah.
And
That's it. You can get a fair bit of bait.
yeah, you can get
Oh,
quite
yeah,
a bit
you
in
can.
there. Yeah, because I was worried, like, if it was dropping through the boat, I just wanted it to like slam down. If it took, like, if the line took any of the weed with it, I wanted to make sure that the bag hit the bottom and was always, it wouldn't be suspended if the line had got caught, sort of thing. So the heavier the bag, the better. And just filled it up with boilie crumb, pumped a load of liquid into it, so it was mega heavy on that front. And little 10mm hook baits with my undoable underwater rig. And,
did you have the putty on this time?
there were loads of putty on there. I had to nick
Full
Bart's
pack of
putty
putty.
in the end. I had to go around to Bartswood to get more putty. But mate, the fights, oh my God. I was adamant that first one was a catfish because I hit into it. Bearing in mind, I'm fishing over the top of 2 weed beds, 23-pound Exocet, over the top of 2 weed beds and vertically down. And mate, it was like, you'd hit into this thing and it'd just go on a 50-yard mad one. Like, Lewin's like, you can see he's petrified, like looking at, and I'm trying to clamp down, and Rod's at full butt as well, because I'm like, I don't want him to go too far away. Do you know what I mean? Because then they'll start swinging on the weed. Mate, couldn't stop them. All 3 of them fish beat the living hell out of me. Well, Kieran's filmed it, and
Did you land them all from the bank, or did you have to go in the boat?
land them everything from the boat. We didn't lose anything. We did no hook pulls or nothing. And bearing in mind in the situation I was fishing in as well, everything held up, and I didn't give them an inch. Well,
Apart from 50 yards.
Mate, honestly, like where I was literally clamped down on the thingy like this, and it was scaring the death out of Lewin. He was like, "Oh my god, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Trying to stop this catfish from running away."
I can't wait to
Oh
watch
mate,
all
it was
this.
incredible, man. It was
Yeah,
just
good buzz in the morning,
Oh,
like
mate.
being down there, obviously
Amazing.
seeing them fish and help doing some video and some pictures for
The
them.
thing that I loved most about seeing all of that was that obviously the week before we'd been giving you loads of shit because Sean had been at Rainbow
Right, yeah.
and made it look like absolute child's play and was catching it was literally like a fish over 60 pounds every day for like a period of 5 days. And we were all taking the mick out of you because you've had like the last 5 trips and sort of struggled
ones,
a bit. And then for you just to go, boom, one night, 3 over 60, how's your luck? And then the next day, you had another. That fish is just
absolute joke, wasn't it?
Yeah,
we
best
put
fish in
we
the- best
we
fish in
put
the
this
lake,
one on Instagram. I'm sure Dean will put it up
put
now.
it up now.
Like,
Yeah, it's an amazing looking thing, to be fair.
Ridiculous.
what a carp that is.
Absolutely. Again, like you think the night before your head's come off as it is. Was that the second night? I think it was. I can't
think so,
even-
This
mate.
going into the
It'll
Monday
be-
now. Would this be the Monday night
I think
fish?
so. This was Monday, yeah.
Yeah,
And
that's
then like them 2 rods, or that one rod that was doing it,
Gone
just
quiet, innit?
completely
Moved.
shut up. And then that left-hander on the committed spot, that kicked into play.
So
with
within 48 hours, it was 360s and a 70 on the
yeah,
boat
mate.
for you.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
ridiculous.
Insane.
Unbelievable.
Unreal, mate.
And nobody else has had a look in at this stage.
That was the other bit.
I think the biggest fish behind that come
Dean's
come
44.
Tuesday was a 40-pounder, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
44. That I had just little trap fishing on the far margin. But I was doing sort of. It was quite handy in a way because I could go round there and you could get through it and you could. It was because it's so clear you can see the spots, but there was still a little bit. Like I thought it's the Sunday morning, or was it the Saturday? It might have been the Sunday because we were just getting the rods out for the first night. I thought, right, Sunday I'll go in and make all me noise, all me mess, get sorted for the week, so I know exactly what I'm fishing over. So I was putting the GoPro into the areas I was going to target and just scanning it, and I thought I'll get it back to the bivvy and have a look exactly what the spot looks like. Got it back, and I'm like, right, there's a massive branch there. There's a huge, horrible snag there. So I thought I went round and I took these branches out. They're just falling in. But if you were casting in blind, not knowing, you'd feel a lead down and be like, that's fishing. Not knowing, you had
You're
this
right next to a
horrible
branch.
thing. Yeah, it'd be a
Yeah.
nightmare. So I got in and took these out, and then I could put the bait in, put my rig in, put the GoPro back in. I look at it, I'm like, it's perfect. It's all sitting right and ready, cocked, ready to go. And then I think I had another two bites off that rod, and then I moved it later in the week. So I sort of did all the commotion on the Sunday to set yourself up, knowing that you were sitting there with no head gremlins. It was fishing, and just waiting for the fish to turn up with those traps, and off they went, sort of thing. But I ended up with 4 fish for the week, but nothing massive. Do you know what I mean? It's like when you see it, and it's one of them. As much as you were buzzing for Moz having these big fish, and then Bartlett having a couple of 50s. On your own personal one, you say, I just want a big one. Just want 150. I'll be happy with 150.
Yeah, definitely.
Like even Max, to be fair, because Max had the option. I wanted to go in Max's swim when we did the draw, because Max had the far margin that I had, but he also had option to the open water. And I think by the Tuesday, the open water spot, again, what Max had done, same as us lot really, just fishing for traps and little bits at a time. And I think by Tuesday he's like, that's it, I'm going to linear it up, I'm going to do a bar and get some bait out there. And fair play, I think from the Wednesday he started picking fish up then off that spot that he was putting bait out on. He didn't go mad, did he, do on this bait? He probably put a dozen spoms.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
There's me saying you're not going mad. Yeah, he went mad.
But I don't know, that's not necessarily mad when you think about like, but that's
2 spots.
so across 2 spots. See, that's
Yeah, no, that's all right.
6 or 7 kilos a spot.
Yeah, but it was working, wasn't it?
These 2 open water spots.
And they were working. He was getting a bite every other day. Then one would go. Then the next day that would go. So it was working for him. And then obviously the far margin started working because we saw the fish back into those snags again. And then Bart came round and he was like, right, you need to get. I think Bart put his drone up, didn't he? And then came marching round and was like, right, they're in that hole. watch them. We looked at Bart's drone, and I was like, where? And you could just see the nose just come out of this little hole in the bush, wasn't it? Just a little nose of a carp. And he's like, there you are, boy. Get him in there. And literally put it in there. 2 hours later, it was away.
So obviously, Moz, you've had all of those big uns, but that up to that point, that wasn't the only capture of a big un that happened as well, was it? Or big uns?
Well,
'cause after your 3, Kieran had one, didn't
about
he?
an hour later.
yeah, just the maddest. How's
God,
he called
God,
that?
God, what's it called?
How has he
Oh,
called
pokey.
that? So yeah, the 70 common. I think was that the last. Yeah, so that was the last like fish of that morning.
Yeah, that's
wasn't
it. Yeah, it was, yeah.
So we just put that back, and I'm sure everyone at the time was still in my swim. And then you've got Kieran and Spurge next door, and Kieran's sort of like closest to Lewin. So in between, you got Lewin, then Kieran, with Lewin's rods out, obviously. And next minute, Kieran's got a bite. So we're all like, we've gone from my swim round. We would say it under an hour. It's got to have been under an hour.
From putting it back.
Yeah,
From
same-
putting it
yeah.
back, yeah. Yeah, Kieran's got a bite. Playing this fishing just looked like a monstrous common. It's like everyone's like, oh my God, another big common. Oh, wow, we're looking at
Be this one.
with the fish, obviously, at Bluewater, they have to be scanned so that they can keep an eye on their health, their growth, etc. So Martin scanned this fish and he's going, that's the same code as yours, Moz. I'm like, well, you got it wrong, Martin. Like, that is not the same fish. And I'm
We're
giving
adamant.
Spurge the elbow. I'm like, that ain't the same fish, is it? And he's like, no, it's a totally different one. I was like, yeah, mine's longer.
Yeah,
and it's, and
that's
he's like,
deeper, that one.
Yeah,
That's deeper.
yeah.
Yours was, yeah.
and it was like, and Barty's like, no, look. And the scale pattern, because it had like a little twisty,
right,
couple of
yeah,
twisty
yeah.
scales. And
We're
the
like,
I'm like, that is the same carp.
So you'd put this fish back,
Yeah.
and no more than an hour later, it was feeding.
Time
and,
to be
yeah.
confirmed.
Feeding.
But
Yeah,
Yeah.
And Kieran
Yeah.
caught it.
Hour-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No more than 2 hours later.
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
for
yeah,
sure,
I'd say
definitely
under
not
2
that.
hours,
Yeah.
yeah.
well, they've come on the radio. It's a 69-14 common. I'm like, 69-14 common. Pinged it on the group. Alfie's come back. 69-14 common.
It's like
Wow,
unbelievable
that's-
after that, that morning just gets
It's
better
like,
and better,
it's
doesn't
like
it?
it can only be one of a couple, and that's the biggest ever weight it's done, because only till recently it hadn't done a 70 common, and the target was the 70 common. So Alfie's like, oh, wicked, great news, another common that's pushing right up there, and then lo and behold, a few minutes later it's like, same
Is
one.
that a 2 ounce shit?
I'm like, how can it be the same one? He's literally just put it back.
Just
He's like, no,
madness.
it's definitely the same one.
Absolutely.
But this
mental.
is so. I obviously knowing all of this and knowing what happened with like the waterside common got caught, and then got caught by was it Richie Lofthouse. A few days later, maybe maximum a week later. The other week at Coomley,
yeah.
Pitchers caught a 40-pounder. The day after, probably 14 hours later,
Yep.
I caught the same fish. Sean caught one of the same big uns on his rainbow
yep,
trip a few days
This
apart.
time of year, it
This is when it happens.
This
isn't it?
it does happen, isn't it? And I always think, like, especially in the spring, you get those places where people are chasing like the target fish or the big un. It gets caught, everyone pulls off. Like you should like maybe if it was in the summer or
Maybe
in
give
the,
it
in
an
the
hour and a
autumn
half.
or whatever. But like it happens. It's clubbing season and their guards are down.
And they're troughing. Basically. What was it, 100 yards from spot? From you putting it back, it's
Got
100
a
yards.
bit, yeah.
Upside down
I
again.
should have pointed it in like Lewin's direction if I'd have known
you
that.
point it at
I
Kieran?
pointed it right.
Oh, so it's
I
literally
wonder
just
it might
wound it
have
up.
had a couple. It might have dropped down on Lewin's spot
could
before.
well
I
have
thought,
done.
I'll
Could
carry
well
on.
have
You
done.
never know. Might have cleared him
It's
out.
just gone to Kieran for dessert, hasn't
Just
it? So
mental.
it's on his main, it's going for dessert.
Yeah,
Crazy.
like that's the thing. I've heard of them like at half a day apart,
Yeah.
or whatever. That, but
not that.
Literally,
Yeah, that's the
that
closest,
was-
quickest I've
Yeah.
ever heard of.
And it
carp
fought
being
well
caught.
as well, didn't it, for it?
Yeah. It didn't just come in. It was
Just goes to show you really stressed it out, mate.
Yeah, well,
stressed it
yeah,
out.
Yeah,
Truly
that's the
recovered.
thing, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
You know,
Well
everyone
and
thinks they
truly.
go back and sulk for a bit.
Yeah.
Not that one.
This
And
time,
that's
no,
when
straight
out
back on it,
no.
wasn't
Yeah.
Straight out of you.
He was
Oh,
hungry.
mega. But
Really
then,
hungry.
so then, like I guess a few fish were caught
Yeah.
sort of elsewhere. You had had a small one. Ben had had a small
That was the
one.
Mark
Monday,
had caught
Monday
more.
morning. Me and Ben both caught one within minutes of each other.
Mm.
Little ones. So we were off the mark. So yeah, we was happy. I think by that point, Bart had had a
Oh,
couple.
yeah, I think you know. 2 or 3, and
Obviously, Dean had caught. No, I don't think Max had caught by then already by Monday.
I think it was the Monday. Was it
Yeah,
the
I've got-
Tuesday? No, Tuesday. I think Max caught his first one, wasn't it? Tuesday, because he was a bit dooming, and then it sort of clicked. I think he had two quite quickly after each other, and then he was bouncing and buzzing again. Then,
But you were Spurge. You
Yeah,
up until
man.
Wednesday. You
Spurge was in
were,
the dolly old
I'm
dooming.
not-
yeah,
here we
yeah.
go,
It's
here
not
we
what
go.
everybody wanted.
Here we
Spurge
go.
in the flyer.
Little did they know.
Mate, I was
You were
dooming.
only fishing for one.
Yeah.
Like Scott was dooming, and
Yep.
if they rock up in front of you, you can turn it around quick. But yeah, so yeah, to be fair, I wasn't that bad, was I? To be honest,
No,
I wasn't. I was.
My head would have come off because out in front of Steve Swim, it was black.
No, I was. Take no notice of me. Yeah, it was.
And in Bart's swim, and in Max's swim, and in Scott's
There was
swim.
nothing in yours. You were catching the
Nothing
dregs,
in
weren't
mine.
you?
No,
Nothing
it was
in
empty,
mine.
but
But just,
it
just, just explain it, because I know a lot of people go on these trips and that.
Yeah.
So the Wednesday you hadn't caught a fish by
No,
Wednesday.
and caught
How were you
fish.
feeling at that point?
So
Describe what
I'd
you're
lost
going
one
through.
as well the morning that it kicked off in Mozza's. It was the same time that Kieran, again, it was out in that open water. Kieran had 2, which was the big common, and I think he had a 40 something as
Yeah.
well.
Had he put
That
the big
lovely
common back when he
skate.
lost it?
No, I lost. No, so I might have lost that, mate. Yeah, so I'd had a bite in between Kieran's 2 bites that morning in that deep water. So
Did you find yourself questioning what you were
Yeah,
doing? Your
yeah,
rigs,
yeah,
or
but
what was all that about?
I was and I wasn't. So I was like, I just couldn't work out what I could do to get anything going.
Yeah.
It just wasn't happening. Like I say, I had one bite, and then I've gone all the way till the Wednesday till I got another
It was
bite.
4 nights in.
Yeah, and it's like, and you get to that Wednesday, and I know from when I used to go weeks, like years ago, that when you've done a week trip, a lot of time on them sort of venues, Wednesday seemed to be that people that were blanking would often start to catch anyway, but that mid to back end of the week. So all hope wasn't lost. I mean, Scott was dooming, and he's caught one. All right, might have been smart. He was dooming. He actually cheered me up because I went round the
That's what I was there
toilet, coming out of chat with Scott, and I thought I feel better about myself now because he's caught one. I'm blanking, and he's like suicidal. So like,
I'd spoken to him that day just before what
Jess,
happened.
you know then,
just
you
before,
know.
and the first I said, "How you getting on?" And he said, "Well, I'm just choosing which tree. I'm just looking at which tree I can hang myself from."
So I actually went away thinking, little spring in my step, Scott's well doing more than me. And I was still confident at some point, they're going to rock back up, or I'm going to get an opportunity down that edge. And,
that wind started to switch around as
yeah,
well. Then,
it
didn't
was the day.
And it
The wind picked up. It's the only time. No, Scott's
Fart's more powerful than that.
It was.
No,
Wind,
that
it
first
was-
day,
no,
it was proper
where you
blow.
were-
Oh, I got wind, but I come round,
Yeah,
and I was
yeah.
like, mate,
That was banging
I've
into
got
that
wind
corner,
burn from
and it
that
was the
wind.
first time
It was
I
horrible.
actually thought, well, look, if it's going to happen, the wind's pushing in there now.
Oh no, to be fair, yeah, I do remember
And then
now, yeah.
Bart had said, look, they're coming out further down that margin. There's fish there. So, like I say, I'd pushed the rod up, and I'd gone round it. I'd actually gone and had a look, and I'm standing there, and I'm like,
So you're standing down the margin.
yeah.
Where you're
Kieran's
fishing
in
from,
the swim, so I've got
And
to
you've
have a look.
got on your spot where you got a rig.
So I've put a rod there the evening before. Even though I didn't feel it was going to do a night bite, but I thought nothing else is happening, so I might as well give it a go. So I put a rod in there, gone round in the morning, not seen anything. And then Bart said he's seen fish there. I've gone round and I'm like, having a look, and one's come by, and I'm like, oh yeah, look, I've only been here in a minute, one's come right about. It's probably 5 foot directly down, and I'm fishing, I don't know, rod length out, not even that, in about 6 foot of water, really nice clear area. And I've seen another couple come by, and I thought, oh, they're actually here. like, at last. And then I'm looking, I'm like, I think there's fish down there on my spot. And I've literally thought, I'm sure there's a couple of shapes down there ghosting around. I'm literally going, I better get back. And I'm like, just on getting to the swim, I've had the bite. Literally had the bite. Obviously, next thing I know, I'm playing it. And I knew it. Obviously, I knew it was a big fish. It was just like, it wasn't doing loads, but I couldn't really do anything with it.
Sack of potatoes.
Yeah,
just like...
and then it's come out. It's everything's gone to plan. It's come out beautifully in open water. There's nothing out there to worry about. And then it's gone on a couple of really big long runs, which like Kieran was. And again, you're just holding on, just letting it go. And then I think it came up on the surface. It must have been 60 yards out. Because I was fishing on a lead clip, so obviously the lead's dumping every time, like. So yeah, it's come up. I've just seen this massive shape about 60 yards out. I've gone, that's got to be pretty. That's a good one. That's a good fish. So it's gone on like that. And fortunately, like, I had quite a bit of weed in front of me. It only goes out a little way, but I'm thinking, I hope that stays near the surface. It did. The whole rest of that fight, it just stayed. You see this big shape, and I see this big shoulder come out as it got closer. And I'm like, yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Obviously, I can't even remember if Kieran must have jumped on the net. Yeah, I'm sure he did. Netted it. And I've gone, that's a 50-pounder. Like, that's a...
Come across the radio.
And then it's come across the radio. I've looked at it and I'm thinking upper 50, but I'm saying, and again, you don't want to go, that's massive.
32 pounds.
51. And I'm looking at this fish, Mozza's come down, and it's like, mate, it's like, fuck, he's so wide. When they're saying, oh, you can throw a saddle on it, you could. I could have thrown a saddle out and a couple of like goes around the lake on it. It was so wide across the back, and it's starting to like sink in. Going, yeah, that is a big fish. That is big. And then you kind of going like moving the net. Can't stop looking at it. Keep going. How deep is it?
Take yourself,
yeah, it was just So obviously the relief. To actually get a bite, and that, well, not get a bite, but to actually land a fish, and after having that whole period of like questioning what you're doing, and I think you wake up in the morning. It's when you wake up in the morning and it's light or getting light, and you're going, nothing's
again,
happened. Yeah, and it's like, go again, and you almost like have a cup of coffee,
G
pick
yourself
up for the day, go again. You're not doing. Don't question what you're doing so much. Just carry on. Just you'll get opportunities,
and you
like,
should have still felt positive, because the amount of fish that were caught late morning, midday,
Yeah.
2 o'clock,
Yeah, it's so
in the afternoon was
random.
mad.
Yeah,
that's no bite
that's-
time.
No
that
bite
was the
time.
thing. And to be fair, I shouldn't have been waking up in the mornings like, because I know Moz had a few, but generally, and I think these guys did down the other end of the lake, generally wasn't a lot happening up that end of the lake anyway during the night. So yeah, and it was that if you stuck to that deep water, which I didn't do, I moved away from it because I've lost that fish. Kieran's had a couple, and then nothing's happened for either of us the next day, and I'm going back to even though I'm not seeing him, then there's probably a mistake there that I should have at least left one fish in there the whole time.
Yeah.
I moved it back later in the week because once I realised if you're not seeing them down at margin, the chances are they're not there at all. And so I had, and the last fish I had actually, again, like I say, just came out of the deep water, middle of the day, like mid-20s, just so random.
Yeah,
like,
80 foot of water.
just
madness,
so,
wasn't it?
just
But
so
anyway, you
random.
fast forwarded.
Yeah,
so,
I'm
so
sorry,
you've got
mate,
this
yeah.
absolute giant
Yeah,
in the
sorry.
net.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, it was obviously going out on the radio that it's a big one, and then obviously Mozza's come down, and like, we've obviously got the sling ready, everything ready, zeroed it in. Then we struggled to kind of hook the two things on the
There's a
wire.
brilliant little video of the pair of you trying to get it
and I'm
on.
like, I'll do it, like put it on, and it's like obviously the scales are going 73 pounds 7 ounces again. It's a 70. Like I didn't know what fish it was or anything.
Yeah,
There was some serious
There's
weird
you
colours.
jumping up
mate.
and down.
I
There's a brilliant
It was
video
the
of it.
biggest. I can honestly say I've never gone from such a low in fishing to such a high, because generally I'm always quite positive anyway when I'm fishing. I don't doom a lot, because I think probably don't doom a lot because I don't do any long sessions. All my fishing short, so if you blank on an overnight, you ain't dooming about it. It's like a limited window, So yeah, so to go from actually, that's the longest time I've ever fished consecutive hours without a bite. So actually, well, not without a bite, but without landing a fish. yeah, it was like
To then land your
yeah,
biggest
to
fish.
then go. I've gone from 0 to hero. Here we go. I've got that was
PB.
That's what I wanted. Yeah, the PB, and that's why I wanted. That's why I really looked forward to the trip, because I knew there's so many big fish in there that there was a good chance I could catch one. And obviously everyone round in, everyone came round. And it was just such a nice, it was
good
just
buzz,
such
mate,
a
wasn't it?
lovely
Everybody there.
moment. It just made it so much more special. Yeah, and all the time they're around, and we haven't even filmed it yet. I can't help but keep looking at it and all that. And at times, I don't think I'm that emotional with me fishing. And I kind of looked at a little quiet moment, went a little bit quiet and looked at it, and like, you do go a little bit, it's
Well, the thing is, it's one of those things where you've fished for your
yeah.
entire life,
yeah.
and done loads of great things
Yeah.
in fishing, but like these moments don't come around
No.
that often where you achieve something higher than
Yeah.
what you've ever done before.
Yeah,
And I think I know. I mean, we rip him about it, but when that absolute iconic
When Moz loses one.
video, the iconic
thousand
video
scale.
where
Yeah,
Moz catch
scale.
thousands
Yeah.
scale,
Gets
and he's
most-
there in the boat,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like crying.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
the absolute culmination of carp fishing. I
Yeah,
think it's
yeah.
ace.
Yeah.
And I love that you said that.
Yeah, it was just that little moment. I think all of a sudden it kind of sunk in that I'm probably never going to catch bigger fish, because I don't do
I don't
a
know,
lot.
you got a lot of time now.
Yeah,
Steve.
yeah. But I haven't got any French shrimp, so I'm not going to do that in the UK. So, yeah, because I haven't got anything, I suppose, or plans in the pipeline, although I'm thinking now I need to get back at least once a year and have a week somewhere. Chances are that I may never catch fish that size again. And like I say, it was just made so much special because of what we were doing, because of the sort of down to that massive high. And like I say, it kind of sunk in. I've got, wow, that's just happened. And I'm going to have a picture of that in a minute. And all the lads are here to enjoy it and see it. And yeah, it just amplified everything. And like I say, then you'd get that period where I just went a little bit quiet for a minute and it sunk in. And I'm like, wow. But I didn't. I wasn't a baby like Moz was and started crying. Just about held it back.
I didn't cry with 1,000 scale. I cried at the end of the trip.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Not really, Moz. Yeah. But yeah, it was great. It's great.
Yeah, great buzz. And
Wicked.
good celebrations as well.
Yeah.
Like I say, everyone coming round
Yeah.
and all that and enjoying the buzz.
And that's what
together.
them
It's
trips
wicked.
are about. You're
Exactly
out there.
that, yeah.
You're out there with your mates and stuff. And I know, there's some people who don't do the French holiday fishing, that sort of thing, where it is a totally different type of fishing to your normal sort of syndicate angling and stuff like that. But having people with you and that whole fit, and also you build up, because it's a date in the diary that's there for like a year in advance. You're sort of slowly building up to it. I think it all makes it a real sort of occasion and event, and beforehand that sort of thought of something amazing could happen because you're fishing for these really big fish.
It is like we've referred to it as a holiday, but take the fishing out of it. You're going to go away with your load of your mates. The weather was great, chilling and whatever. Not particularly great weather for fishing, but it didn't really seem to make any difference. But if you took the fishing back away, it says, right, we're all going to go away, we're going to have a few beers, we'll have a great time together and all that, loads of laughing back. You're like, wicked, we'll look forward to that.
Yeah,
and then you go,
exactly.
well, actually, we're going to have rods out while we're doing it. It's like,
You might
what's
do
not to
something.
like? What's not
Yeah.
have a holiday and catch some fish
Yeah.
and have a bloody good time, loads of banter and enjoy it. I mean, why would you never want to do that?
Yeah.
It's nuts.
I've always, it's certainly the last few years, I've always kind of had the opinion that when I did get the time, or if I did get the time, I'd rather go and do the public lake event. That would be what I'd like to do. So then obviously go to what is a commercial, which obviously thousands of carp anglers travel to each year, and think, not really my thing, but I loved it. Absolutely loved it. And that's what I've done. But, I first went on the Lequy trips, I think about 1990. When you just had Dream Lakes and Lequy. And so I went on those really early trips. And if you caught a 30 pounder then, not a 40, it was a big fish back then. 40 was like, whoa. There's so few of them, even in France,
Mad.
So love that. Wicked. It was brilliant just seeing it all come through, and getting the pics and the vids come up on the WhatsApp group, and it's been filmed and it will ever be etched in. So that's wicked. But yeah, and then Scott, you were continuing to Doom for like another day.
Mate, like we said, you know, it was great being there with everyone. Everyone's having a good time. People were catching PBs. People were going through little low moments and then high moments. Dill went through one himself. But then more than one. Yeah, but then it's like just the positivity from some of your mates, and then just an idea. I'll try this. It's not telling someone to do it. It's like, oh shit, yeah, I'll give that a go. I would have thought about that, but my head's gone pear-shaped. You know, you're not telling someone to do something. It's just you're using that camaraderie, a bit of banter, and having some fun, and then it literally G's somebody up. So, yeah, you do go through those moments, and seeing what everybody experienced was wicked. It was great. You know, I was sat there struggling a bit. I had one Monday morning, and to be fair, I don't even know where that came from, if I'm honest. It was like out of the blue. It was like
left-hand margin, wasn't it?
Yeah. But there was like, you know what I mean? There was just nothing there. I couldn't see anything. I walked down the margin, went down at night, lamping the margin, nothing. Just never saw anything there.
Your one spot, though, you had a banker spot, didn't you? But somebody wiped you out.
Oh, yeah. That was the only rod they didn't buy. And then Dill came trundling down in the middle at about 3:30 in the morning, grabbed the boat and wiped me out. But it's all right, Dill.
Left the propeller down on the boat and just went through the line.
Proper white.
So bad.
Because I woke up, I had a bite at that time, and then I was like, Scott's out the boat, he's got one on, we got one on, happy days. And then I was like, how you getting on, Scott? And you're like, don't talk to me.
that morning, mate, Dylan's going to me, he's like, look, I've sent him a message apologising. There's 2 blue ticks and he hasn't responded. And then he goes, I'm going to have to go and see him.
I
was like, don't worry, he's probably busy.
mate,
it was an hour ago, Dean.
got cut off on that fish as well, didn't I?
You had painful. I saw you go through all the emotions that week, and that was the best thing about it. You see the lows and the highs. You know, that first 3, I think you got hook pull on the one, then you were playing a fish which you thought was a fish, and I'm filming him. How's it feel? Yeah, it feels good. It's pulling back. And hang on. And this is 5 minutes, and then he just. I'm like, how's it feel? Yeah, it feels all right. And he goes, oh, it's a stick. Just pulls in this, but it's
a bloody nice stick, though, wasn't it, Dill?
It's his face, like his face was like.
Filming it?
Oh, brilliant! Yeah, it's all on film. And he's like, oh, it's a stick. But it was like the sheer shock of your face, because you literally thought you were attached to a big fish. So then he was like, rod on the floor.
What
I'm
a
sick
legend.
of this. Storms into his bivvy, and I'm like, all right, leave him alone. The next morning, I
Pokes
heard
him with a stick.
well, the next morning I heard
Kieran did that.
and then a proper and I was like, heard him scrambling in his bivvy, running. I was like, oh, he's in. Get out to it. I've had enough of this. Shunted it down. I look over, and there was basically a heron doing the Charleston in his line because he was fishing the margin. Mate. Heron just swims off, like giving it all that, and he's just like, that's it. It's all rod's done. I'm not fishing today. That's it. I'm finished. I'm just going to film. And then you sorted your head out.
Well, I started playing Heron.
And then you started saying Heron songs down the
just to give him some inspiration for his
Yeah.
next bite.
Yeah.
And Tottenham get battered. And North London forever.
You're proper stamping on his soul.
Yeah, it really does. When a man's down, Mozzy double, Mozza around.
And then,
It was inspiring him.
then we had a chat, Dill, didn't we?
Character building.
And by the next morning, it was good.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
We said by the next morning you'll have one. This time, tomorrow morning, Dill, you've had one. And he did.
And I must admit, mate, fair play, the patience you had getting that fish out of that weed is unbelievable. Because I watched, we had to go and get the boat because we had this wee bed in front of our swim, which was 40 yards long across the swim. And the fish had gone in the one side and buried right in the middle. So we had to get in the boat, go round. And he was literally on his belly in the boat, moving the weed, picking up the line, moving the weed, and then you could see the fish. You could hear the reel from the bank, tick, 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 taking line, and the fish was trying to get out the other side of this weed bed. So Dylan's following it in the boat, hand-picking the line, following it. An hour minimum of doing that. Literally, I think Ben was with us. Ben came round, didn't he, to film this?
That was for the common.
That was the common. That was it.
The mirror was me and you in the boat.
Yeah. So we've had that one, but the common one I'm talking about now, because it gets literally after an hour of me and Ben playing I Spy and just anything we could do to pass the time watching him, to the point where our lights were like going out and we had to recharge and put batteries in again. He finally gets to the end.
Next day, isn't it?
Oh, mate.
Dylan's time to go home.
It felt like forever.
A few days later.
It was that, yeah. D4. And the fish got to the other side of the weed bed and you could hear it. As soon as it got out, your reel, zzz. So after an hour of doing this, it's then charging down the lake. Dill is now still in the weed bed going, like burning his fingers on the line. And then, come out of it. And then you're out in the boat for about 15 minutes playing it then, weren't you, to be fair?
Wicked.
Yeah, it's good.
It's history.
Yeah, it was an amazing comment. So, all that's in the film. Yeah, there's so like
Well,
I say,
we don't know. Might all get cut out.
Possibly it might do, but
The carp that were in there, though.
Yeah.
Unbelievable,
off
mate.
the chain.
Yeah.
Ridiculously nice. I couldn't believe how nice some of them fish were. Well,
Even some of them
pretty
smaller
much
ones,
most
some of them
of it.
commons, like them 30, 40 pounds.
Yeah, the shapes of them and
it's
that. That
beautiful.
one that...
Kieran had one that looked like petals from
Yeah,
Christchurch.
that's- yeah,
that
was
was
mirror,
a
yeah.
fish.
I think
It's
it was about-
£40 or one. It was
mid 40
unreal.
or upper 40.
£48.
Yeah, 48.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Incredible
right.
thing,
Mega
that.
carp, that was.
What a carp.
Yeah.
But
Bill,
yeah.
I was only grumpy because you woke me up in the middle of the night, and I don't do waking up in the middle of the night. Like, other than that, it was cool.
But no, it's a trip that's got everything. The lake's amazing. Like I say, Ben has got one hell of an edit on his hands. But then we got into sort of the final morning and it just went mental everywhere around the lake on pack up, didn't it? And Scott, yours,
Even for Scott.
and Scott's came good as well.
Well, there was nothing from the Monday till the Friday morning. I say nothing. There was fish in and around the swim, but nothing of any consistency.
Yeah.
And that's what I kept saying to people. If I had something of consistency to go at, I'll be all right. And literally, I woke up on the Friday morning and I saw 2 on a spot, 3, 4. That's enough. 5.
They're here.
So, right. So I moved the rod, put it on top of them, and then literally 40 minutes later, I've had a bite. 30 pounder, I can't remember now. Put the rod back out, still there's a few fish showing there. I was like, right, okay. Lifted the sticks out, turned 3 rods around, and went ding, and just pinned them in. Just put a diagonal line across them. And then had another one at 2. Then another one at 2:30, double bubble. And then we saw a few that evening. And when I'd put them rods back out there, then I'd left them. So now I think each rod had done a bite. So I'd left them, leave until the next morning. Woke up the next morning. And the next morning was pack-up morning. So I packed my bivvy away. Was sleeping in the pagoda at the back. But woke up about 6 or so like that and just started tinkering and sorting a few things out. Lewin's had a wicked fish that we're going to end the film on. So the boys are going around there to do the filming. And literally I've seen another one. I'm like, I'm going to get a bite. I'm going to get a bite. And then I think middle rod's gone. It's gone off. That's it. I was just putting some bits in the van because you're allowed to bring the van at the back. So literally just putting some bits in the van. It's gone, did. So I've started walking back and it's gone. So I've lifted into it, pressed the button on the GoPro, nothing. I'm like, oh shit, GoPro's died. Anyway, by that point, Bart's already with me. So he's like, yeah, GoPro's dead. So I'm playing the fish. He's picked the GoPro up. He said, where's your power pack? It's on the bench. So he's grabbed the power pack, plugged it in, doop, pressed the button, and then he's just filming me with the GoPro. Because Ben's on the other bank doing the closing with Dylan and all that kind of stuff. With Lewin and that. They were all over that far bank. And so Bart's just filmed me with a GoPro. And felt it was a better fish.
Yeah.
Knew it was a better fish. And then, like you say, when they ruck, I mean, they all rucked, and I've got like a deep margin off the front, like 2 rod lengths out, and it's like 15, 16 foot. And I've got it near the surface, and I could see it's a fair fish, and then it's charged off at a rate of knots that it's creating a bow wave across the surface. So I'm like, shit, man. Anyway, we got it back in, scooped it up, and we were like, Bart's like, you're a meat. I was like, yeah.
That one's all right, mate.
Yeah, I was like, that's an upper 50 in it. He was like, might do. I was like, what do you mean? He would, might be 60. I was like, yeah, it could be. And so we've got literally GoPro footage and then whizzed it up on the scales, and it was six. I think Bart guessed at 63.4, and it was 63.3, and a drop of water came out and it went 63.2. So yeah, he was pretty good. He was pretty accurate. So yeah, so I finished on a high, literally 40 minutes, half an hour, 40 minutes to go till wind the rods in time.
Yeah.
By that point, it was
proper 0 to hero.
Yeah.
But that's
So,
the thing. There was quite a few of those moments throughout the week.
there
It
was,
seemed, which
there's-
is wicked.
The whole time this going on the other side of the lake, like seeing Scott's van, I'm thinking, he meant to pick me up at 7:45. He should be loading the van up. What's he? He's not even moving. He's just standing there. I don't even know he's had one.
Yeah.
So I thought, oh, well, then someone went, he's got a good one over there. He's got 50. So I went, I'll walk round then. I might as well just walk round. Of course, got round there, and I'm like, obviously seen it and thought, yeah, he's got a good one now. That is good, and I went, that's got to be upper 50. Much like you guys, and like, I think Bart gave it one of those. He went 63, and like, he's like, because I think he said it was an upper 50, and then he's done the old like weight by hand thing and whacked up, and like literally on the
That's
nose.
what he does with his keep nets when he's
he must do, mate. He must do.
60-pounder skimmers.
Way that one
He
in.
must do.
There's a match win.
I couldn't believe how close he was. Unbelievable.
But it was a wicked week, and I liked it because as the week went on, Harry was sort of giving us targets. Oh, you'll get to 30, you'll do 30, and then we'd have a few more. You'll get to 40, you'll do 40. That was the new target, and then it went mental. And the reason I say this is we all said it'd be nice to get to 50. And Henry Lennon played a part in us hitting 50
Yeah,
fish.
you did,
for the
Henry.
week.
You might not know this, yeah?
He doesn't know this week, but we're on 40. Well, we counted up, and we were like,
49,
oh, we're on 49. We just need one fish. And we're like, oh, Henry had a 6-pounder.
And I had to apologise profusely to Martin because he'd never photographed it or done anything.
Checked
So.
it, or scanned it. Yeah.
So we did publicly.
But so Henry had turned up on his way down
Henry's
from
on his
one
mega
venue
adventure.
on his big
He called in
adventures.
for a night to catch up with us, grab a shower, recharges all his kit and stuff, and he stuck a rod out and caught a 6-pounder. And we totally forgot about that. So we were literally eating our bacon butties on the last morning, having a cup of tea, and we did a quick tally up because, like we said earlier on, 20 for the week would have been good, 30 would have been wicked, exceptional. And then when we were like mid-30s, near 40, Alfie was like, mate, mid-30 before sporting is a really mega week. Then we got to 40 and he was like, that's unheard of. That's ridiculous. And then when we tallied them up, because the last sort of evening into the last night went a bit nuts, and we went from like 41s, whatever, to literally 49. We counted them all up while we were having a brew, and then we were like, 49? Oh, wow. So that's so close. And I can't remember who it was. And Henry had one. Might have been Bart, I think.
it
He
was
like, Henry
Bart.
had one.
Yeah, it was Bart.
We'll count that one. And so, we did. So,
Did we
Cheers, Henry.
beat Sean's tally though? Because I remember just before the start of the trip, you said as a collective, you've all got to beat. What?
No, I meant on big fish. So what did he have? He had 4. No, he had 5.
He had 5 60s and 2 70s.
No, he had
or 4?
5 over 60, didn't he?
Oh, right,
Which
yeah.
he had 2 70s
Yeah.
and 3 60s.
60s, so
So
it's
you
5.
guys had 2 70s and how many
62,
60s?
63,
we've done him.
64, 69, 69.
Yeah.
Yeah, done him. I mean, yeah, 10 of you
10 of
versus
us.
1 of him.
That's a win with me.
We sure showed him. I'm sure he's not too sad about it.
Wicked. What a trip, man.
But that's it. Like I said at the start of the week, I was like, if you guys go there and catch 20, we'll have a really good film.
Yeah.
And you caught 50 fish. Like Ben has got an incredible job to do with the edit, but it's going to be. I hope.
He's got a mega edit just from the point.
To me, it feels like, and this it was when we had our old mill trip, that felt like a amazing, because we had such a great trip to Old Mill on we call it the session, the film that this will be, and this feels like, as well in terms of fish, it's better than that, but I think the film will be as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And I think there was like just mad bits. Like I've seen a bit of Dean where he's talking to himself on the far bank whilst he's dealing with some
Oh,
nature.
yeah.
Dill's bit with the heron and stuff, other things that had gone on. There's a bit where Lewin's gone for a shower.
Yeah, the thing is you've got to have a bit of dooming. You can't just have it being a absolutely mint time and everyone's having a lovely time catching loads of big fish.
There was some dooming, like I say, Scott was dooming, I was dooming, Kieran was definitely dooming. I mean, I was absolutely when I caught that fish, I think, I just hope Kieran, because I was like, it was only me and Kieran, me and Dylan that hadn't actually caught at that point, and that just left Dill. And then the next night, he's got 59 pounder. And
Moz was mega dooming at the beginning.
Yeah, Moz
what
was
did he say?
dooming at the beginning.
I ain't catching nothing from there.
This ain't happening.
Someone's ranking.
This ain't happening. I've missed the draw. I didn't salute that fucking magpie earlier. This is all going to shit.
There's no way you would have paid the lake either.
There is a story about that.
No,
there is a story.
Sorry.
Tell the story about paying the lake, mate.
I don't even know this one. So this is
there was a quid rattling around in the swim. So like it just appeared in the swim. I thought, oh sweet, I'll pay the lake at the end of the trip with that. So 1 minute it was on like one side, then it was on the other side. So you saw it like once throughout the trip. And it gets to the last night, and it was all atmospheric, wasn't it? The storm started and all that. And Lewin's like, oh, Dad, I paid the lake. And I'm like, oh, it's funny that, because I've been holding on to a quid all week. I was going to pay the lake. What did you pay it with? And he went, penny.
Quid.
And I went, you paid it with my quid, didn't you? And he went, yeah, sorry, Dad. Sorry. I was like, I was saving that. And he's like, sorry about that. Then goes and catches that comment after. I was like, what are the chances? But
was that 59?
57. He had 257. So he put his rods out himself, did it all himself. Left-hander went for it. He had 2 bites. Left-hander, 57-pound mirror PB. Right-hander went 57-pound common PB. Not an ounce under or an ounce over. It was mad. He had the best time ever as well. And so with that, I'm filming Lewin going, right, like if someone doesn't catch a big one like for the end of this film, they might use this bit, sum up the week in just like one sentence, Lewin, bearing in mind this could be the best Fox film ever made, right? And I'm
it's
saying,
all on you now.
I'm saying this to the camera. I'm saying this. So this could be like, this is your moment. Just say the sentence. Scott Day. How the fucking hell is this wind switch round? It's been blowing the other way. Like it was like bang on time with the film. It's been blowing over that side. Now it's blowing into my way and it's fucking raining. That'll do. That'll do. He didn't even have to say anything. That was amazing.
It's just typical, man. It's been fucking 25 degrees nearly every day. Not a drop of rain. The wind had blown that way on that, literally that
towards us
to that day, and then that evening it turned round and blew straight. Like my pagoda's like the most open and exposed one on our bank.
It's the highest one, I think.
And it blew straight into the front, and it got all the front of my bed chair piss wet through. I was like, you're having a laugh, mate.
The old walkie-talkies were actually a real great little thing to have.
They're a brilliant thing on a trip like that.
Yeah, everyone knew, so-and-so has...
Kept the social going.
And the banter as well, because obviously you could all have banter.
Because you can't always
like
leave the swimming. It's not
No.
I will say as well, though,
do
Martin, I love the bloke, but he is a vampire. He don't sleep. He doesn't sleep. Because when you get a fish, if it's over 50, you've got Martin's on like channel 1. So you've got to put it channel 1. And no matter what time of day, morning, you go, I'm like, even, I think I had one at like 2:30. I was like, I feel a bit, I'm going to wake his missus. I was like, all right, Martin, we're in the point. All right, mate, be there in a minute. And I'm like, it's 2:30 in the morning. He's like, he doesn't sleep.
So the walkie-talkies supplied by the fishery?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that's a nice touch. Like that.
It was really good.
It was good.
And also, the other thing that I saw that I was very jealous about was the food.
Mate.
Yeah,
Food
it
was
was
good.
great, mate.
Food was amazing.
So that's it. You can opt to have like a food package, can't you?
You can, but I think when all the bookings go on like a 2-yearly basis. So as we're 26 now, the bookings are for 2028. I think in 2028.
So you book it with the food package?
It is with the
Nice.
food package in 2028. So the price has gone up a bit, but you get the food. But in fairness, like it just makes things so much easier.
Definitely.
You got a big French stick or a wrap in the morning, bacon, egg,
Delivered to your
sausage.
swim as well.
Delivered to your swim. So if you don't want to go,
Yeah,
certainly you can.
and we had like cheeseburger, chicken burger, shepherd's pie, chicken pie. That was massive. That
Chicken pie was the best chicken pie I've ever had.
Chicken fajitas, jacket potatoes with chili. That chili was
Spag bowl.
lovely. Spag bowl. Yeah, it was all good food. And you have that big breakfast. You only need like something light in the afternoon, and then you eat it like 4:30, 5 o'clock, like that. Yeah, and again, they could deliver it to your swim, but you have a couple of nights where you go back to the thing, a social. But we did that on the Sunday night when we had the chicken pie, and then we went back on the Thursday night, I think, wasn't it? Thursday night.
Yeah.
Oh, wicked.
So it was proper good.
Well,
Mega
guys,
trip.
I think you've had a brilliant trip, and I cannot wait to see it.
I can't wait to see it. Even though I was involved in the trip, I can't wait to see the footage because of all these other little bits that were going on in the background. I've seen little bits on people's camera. It's wicked. It's well funny.
The bites are insane as well. Some of the bites are just crazy. I've got one. I'll put a bite on the screen now. Have a look at this bite from my swim fishing over. So the rods are up in the air, but you'll see how intense that was there. Absolutely just hooped over, and that's the sort of bite you're getting at Bluewater. So, yeah, I'm no doubt Ben will be sending little snippets out.
Hopefully,
month or
Over
so.
the next 3 years.
But guys, speaking of big fish and people doing well, catching their PBs and things like that, we've also had Fish of the Month over on the Syndicate. If you're not a member of the Syndicate, if you go fishing, you can upload your captures and you get a chance to win £100 worth of kit that we'll send out to you. So I put out the pictures earlier this week and also put them to Moz and Spurge today as well. And they have voted for this one as Fish of the Month, caught by Craig Livingston. £64 beautiful common from France. Tricky venue as well, Scott, that one?
Trozzles.
Oh, right, there you go. There you go.
So very
It's all
nice.
over
Well done,
Craig.
Craig.
He loves a bit of that,
well
Craig.
done.
It did, but
Skills,
because the kids or the juniors have done so well on the page, there's been a lot of entries from the youngsters. We couldn't sort of do this without entering a junior competition, and we've collectively decided this morning that Dexter Atkinson has won with this one. A beautiful dark looking common there, all foxed up as well in all his gear. So well done, Dexter. But I want to give a shout out as well to a young man called Blake James, who is absolutely ripping it up at the moment. He's the young boy at the moment. He goes out with his dad Wayne. They go to a syndicate, but he's a very, very good young angler.
I voted for you, Blake.
Are we sorting him out with?
Well, I've done better than that because he's uploading constantly and all the time. I rung his dad yesterday and I've invited him to our social at Toll Pits, and they are absolutely
wicked.
over the moon. So
We met them at
good
the
job.
show as well. They come over at the big
They
one
did.
show, I think it was.
they come over to the
You'll
show.
recognise
Big
them.
fans. So I've invited him and his dad to Toll Pits. They're absolutely buzzing. And Blake, we will get you a new hat because you've got to stop wearing that vast one.
So I voted for him in the thingy. Then we saw it on the page and said we need to get him a new hat.
That's him. So he's coming to the
He's the
social. So you'll be coming. You've
Yeah,
seen Spurge at the Toll Pits.
I'll see you there, Blake.
Yeah, he'll be there.
Look forward to it.
Love that.
So we're doing the junior one as a monthly thing now.
Yes, I think we'll keep running that through because there's so many youngsters now posting on the page and their dads are posting on their behalf. So going forward, there will be a junior one. So if you're under 18 and you're out there catching, upload to the Syndicate and you could win £100 worth of goodies via the Syndicate. And all the draws I do live on sort of Facebook, on the Facebook page in an evening, so you get to see what's going on. Talking of competitions as well, we're changing things up a little bit, H, aren't we? Towards the end of the year, there's
I almost forgot about that.
going to be a big bundle.
We're not changing things up towards the end of the year. We're going to start.
Jumped a bit, didn't he?
We're going to
Thought Kieran was
start
around.
now. So basically, we are going to start running start building up a prize pot for someone to win at the end of the year, where basically every time we're having a podcast, whenever we've got a guest on, or it might be me, it might be Dean, it might be Scott, Lewis, Chili, whatever, one of us each podcast is going to donate some of our own tackle to
Are we?
to the prize pot. So we're gonna start it off now.
I've got some prizes ready. We're ready to roll. So this is going to be drawn at Christmas. So all you got to do to make sure you enter is every podcast, you have to enter in the comments your favourite Fox kit. So make sure you enter that. As long as you see that and it tallies up every time you do a podcast and your name is there with it, you'll be entered, which we'll be doing the draw at Christmas. So prizes going in as of today. I've got myself giving away a Voyager Barrow. I know Mozza's got something to add to it as well.
Yeah, 48-inch EOS land, isn't it?
42.
42? Was it a 42 one?
42.
Sorry. 42.
We've never made a 48-inch landing.
And Spurge, what you got, mate?
I'm going to add my rig box to it.
There we go.
So unused at the moment. So before I get a chance to fill it up, you guys can have it. I'll get myself another one.
Yeah,
I
don't
think
put that rig in it, for Christ's sake.
I think you should put some in it.
Yeah.
So far we got a barrow,
Perhaps you should put this
a net,
£73
a
in
rig
it.
box. By the end of the year, there's going to be a full kit. Like there'll be a full setup of carp fishing stuff.
You'll
So
have bivvies, alarms, rods, reels, the whole shebang ready to go.
if you need to have commented on every single podcast between now and Christmas. So just make sure you tune in for every single one.
It's that simple.
It's going to be massive prize.
I'll tell you what we'll do, Spurge. In that rig box, we'll put Harry's and Lewis's underwater rigs.
Go,
there we
yeah,
go.
you don't want to use that one.
Do I weed? Not on a clear bottom.
That's a zig rig, isn't it?
I think it is, mate. Yeah. I think it is.
Mega. So, yeah, guys, get comments in. Best of luck. And we'll speak to you on the next podcast. Guys, thanks for joining us.
You're welcome.
problem.
Been a
Thank you.
pleasure.
Guys.
See you on the next one.
Skills.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.